Yeah. We back in the house like we never left. Yeah, I mean, Judah Ben in the spot. Word 'em up. And Judah Ben. Yeah. Shout out to East St. Louis. Yeah.
His talent is unique. His music is universal.
Yeah. Too many dumb guys get attention. You need intelligence and comprehension. You need to stop, look, and listen. Your song's not the best worded. I felt disgusted when I heard it. You can't fool me, I'm too observant. Plus, you not a general cowboy, you still a servant. Your rhymes fugazi, you not dope, you crazy. I see the Lord took his time when he made me the pound, turn you clowns to ghosts like Patrick Swayze. A couple major record labels tried to sign me cause I got rhyme speed, faggot stand behind me. Bunch of cowards on Twitter talking nonsense, acting like they tough, but them cowards ain't violent. When you rhyme, I hear the music with the violin. Son, you a sap story, all you cats rap corny. My style exquisite, in other words, I'm delicate. Son, I'm intelligent, you suckers is irrelevant. In your lyrics, all you do is add embellishment. My rhyme's eloquent, you a waste like excrement. That's manure, in other words, you shitty. Your crew a foul union, a bunch of bowel movements. Yeah, yo.
Nightclub and television performances, concerts around the world, international fame,
East St. Louis in the house. Cold rocking it, non-stopping it. Judah Ben. Shout out to my daughter with your badass. Yeah.
This very carefully made LP album was recorded exclusively for our company and uses the most advanced engineering techniques. It is the kind of record I have always wanted to make.
Beat rocked and dropped.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'? All my beautiful black and brown brothers and sisters with y'all ugly ass. Nah, but what's good, y'all? I'm gonna talk a little boxing this afternoon. It's been a while since I've been on here to talk boxing. I know I've been putting them out tons of gaming videos, you know what I mean, and a lot of miscellaneous stuff. But it's time to get back to the grind. Let's get back to the grind. All right, let's get back to it. So, there's been a lot going on this week. A lot going on. As everybody else has been reporting on, Esau, a.k.a. Eddie Hearn, has signed one of my brothers, one of my Manessa, a.k.a. Cuban brothers. You know what I mean? Cubans are also included in the 12 tribes of Israel, the tribe of Manasseh. You know what I mean? I always got to put the originality on these nationalities. You feel me? I gotta put the originality on these nationalities because a lot of these nationalities are man-made. God Himself called the so-called Cuban people Manessa. That's your biblical name. So get that through your thick skull. Moving right along. I gotta put the originality on the nationality. But yo, that's one major headline that's been blazed in the airwaves. Andy Cruz signed in the Matchroom / The Zone. Me personally, I think it's an excellent look for Andy Cruz, being that he's just turning pro. I believe platforms and promotional companies such as, and I'll go ahead and say it, Top Rank. Top Rank is another good starting off point for boxers. It's not something that you would rather do long term if you're a black or brown boxer. And I'm just going off history. Top Rank has never showed everlasting love to black or brown fighters. But that's neither here nor there. But companies like Top Rank, Matchroom, The Zone, you know, and even what's the other joint? I was gonna say PBC, but PBC is a career. That's a career promotional company. That's something that's long term, something you see yourself doing for the rest of your career. That's PBC. I'm just pretty much talking off, you know, good starting promotional companies like cats who starting off their boxing career, becoming a pro, like they debut. You know what I mean? Companies like The Zone, Matchroom, and like Top Rank, those are excellent starting off points. So I mean, I'm very excited. I'm curious to see how far Andy Cruz can take it, because he does have some miles on his career. He started late. I believe he's like 27, 28 years old, which is not too bad. You can still make a good impact with the people, you know, if you make all the correct moves. And that's what I'm saying. I'm sure Eddie Hearn will line him up with the right fights, get him the excellent promotion he deserves, because he does deserve everything that's coming to him. Andy Cruz, you know what I mean, gold medalist, the amateur champion, beat Keyshawn Davis not once, not twice, not 3 times, but quattro. Beat him 4 times to nothing. Every time they met, Andy Cruz got the best of Keyshawn Davis. And I want to say this before I say anything else. I seen the live that Keyshawn Davis put out yesterday or the day before. And he does make a point, y'all. I'm not going to sit here and say he's talking out of his ass, or, you know what I'm saying, he's fabricating a lot of BS. He does make somewhat of a point. Amateurs and pro is a total different ball game. And he's right with the points. In the amateurs, the judges, they count absolutely everything. You know what I mean? And I have seen Andy Cruz hit the canvas once. And there was a knockdown. I thought it was a slip, but the ref, he counted after Andy Cruz got up off the canvas. I'm like, wow. So he got knocked. Andy Cruz has been knocked down before. So let's not act like the man is untouchable, like he's the best thing since sliced bread. He is a dope, nice boxer. I'll give him that. Stupendous footwork. I mean, oh my goodness. He was toying with Keyshawn Davis in the I've been watching Andy Cruz all day yesterday, y'all. So I'm totally hip to the young man. When he met Keyshawn Davis in the amateur championship, man, you should have seen him around round 2, round 3, his footwork was phenomenal. He was in there playing with Keyshawn Davis. And it was one exchange, I believe it was in round 2 of that match, either round 2 or round 3, because I think they went 4 rounds in the amateur championship. And all the other fights, I think 2 fights were 3 rounds and the other 2 were 4 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. But I believe the fight that I'm talking about in the amateur championship, I believe that fight was a 4-rounder. And in the 3rd round, Andy Cruz Gomez, his footwork it was like he was a robot in there. It's like somebody had a remote control on him. His footwork was ridiculous. And it was one exchange where Keyshawn was trying to hit him. Keyshawn threw about 5 or 6 punches. Only one of those punches connected. And that's what I'm saying. Andy Cruz's footwork is remarkable. And this is what Cuban fighters, they base their boxing IQ mostly off footwork. You know, they equate boxing footwork to dancing. That's why they will actually take up salsa lessons. They will take up salsa dancing just to get a remarkable feat, And they would incorporate that in the ring. That's why Cubans have the best footwork out of anybody. But I can raise my fist up high because Cubans, aka the tribe of Manasseh, that's my people. So that's so-called blacks and brown people anyway. So they represent me, you know. So I can that's why I don't have no hate. I mean, we are the best people on this planet. You can't sit here and tell me that there is no other race that's dominating and as strong as the 12 tribes of Israel. It's plain to see. It's right in your face. You know what I mean? Like I always say when I come on here, blacks and browns dominate sports. We dominate the entire world. If it's not a black boxer that's dominating, it's a brown fighter. If it's not a brown boxer that's dominating, it's a black fighter. It go hand in hand. It go hand in hand. We dominate. So that's why I say when it comes to these type of matches, there is no loss. We all win because at the end of the day, no matter who lose, one of our brothers is still going to get the W. You know what I mean? So it's no loss. This is why I scream so much for fights like Devin versus Tank, Tank versus Shakur, Devin versus Shakur, Shakur versus Frank Martin. We all win. We all win. You know what I mean? We all win. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm very excited. We got a dope fight this weekend. We got a few dope fights this weekend coming up. My homeboy Rolly. I don't care if nobody say Rolly, my dog. Rolly is misunderstood heavily, completely misunderstood. Rolly is a very smart brother. He's articulate. He's observant. Rolly is very observant. He's not stupid. Rolly is far from dumb. He's far from illiterate. Rolly just like to joke a lot. Rolly is far from dumb. He's not stupid. Rolly may come off like he's slow, but that nigga is not slow. And I do mean nigga. And speaking of the tribe of Manasseh, so-called Cuban, Rolly is also the tribe of Manasseh, aka Cuban. So he's another brother. You know what I mean? Get to know your people. Get to know your family. We all in this together. So you might as well go on Google, click on images, type in 12 tribes of Israel chart. It's going to pull up about 150 banners All those banners are going to show you what the biblical name of the races are and who belong in the 12 tribes of Israel. It's going to give you their biblical name and their earth name, like let's say so-called Puerto Rican, the tribe of Ephraim. You know what I mean? It's going to have the biblical name and it's going to have their earth name next to it, so you can familiarize yourself with your tribe. And that's what we do, man. It's 12 tribes. Every so-called Hispanic nation and every so-called black nation and every so-called Native American nation is all wrapped up in the 12 tribes. That's why the Bible say there is no other race that will never, I repeat, never outnumber the 12 tribes of Israel. We are not the minority, brothers and sisters. We are indeed the majority, and we dominate. And what I need to do though is right when I get off of here, I'm gonna go on YouTube. I'm gonna look up some footage on Barroso, the cat that Rolly is about to fight. He's also, I believe, from Cuban background. And this might be somewhat of a better matchup than Puello, who was in there before, who tested dirty. This may be a better matchup for Rolly than Puello, but we'll find out tomorrow night. Well, excuse me. We're gonna find out tomorrow night, and we're gonna see where this sets Rolly, where this sets him in the rankings. But I believe after this fight, Rolly said he going to 140. And man, Rolly at 140, Rolly is going to shake a lot of things up. Rolly is going to press a lot of these cats at 140, because it's a lot of names at 140 who ain't fighting each other either. Just like how lightweight is lit up, 140 is lit up too. 140 is a Cinderella division. Lightweight and welterweight, they on the rise like always. Lightweight and welterweight is always on fire. Fuego. They always on fire. But 140, super lightweight division, to me, I call it the Cinderella division because it's slowly on the rise. It's slowly getting recognition. It's a lot of heavy contenders at 140 and some dope champions. You got Josh Taylor, who I believe if he fought the upper echelon opponents at 140, like a Gary Russell, Antoine, or even with Teofimo, I believe Teofimo is going to beat Josh Taylor next month. But Teofimo, a brother like Regis, I believe if Regis fought Josh Taylor again, he'll beat him. Because what I feel went wrong with the Regis fight is I feel Regis was going in there willy-nilly. It's like he was trying to get a knockout, like he was trying to go for the goal. And I believe that's what messed him up. And it left him open a lot for Josh Taylor to counter and get his punches off, get them points up. It allowed Josh Taylor to exploit him. So I believe if they was able to fight again, Regis will get the best of him come the second time. Jack Catterall is another contender, I believe, who he beat Josh Taylor when they fought in 2021. Or was that last year? I believe it was 2021. Jack Catterall, to me, won that fight. They gifted Josh Taylor the belts because they wanted to see Josh Taylor versus Teofimo. They've been trying to set this up for years, y'all. They've been trying to set it up for years. Subriya Matias. That's another brother from Cuba. He's another Tribe of Vanessa brother. And it's going to be a lot of so-called Cubans on the roadie card tomorrow anyway. There's going to be mad Cubans. And there's going to be mad Cubans in the house. I wish I could go there. Because one thing about me, one thing I love to do is I love to go to an event where I know a lot of my people are going to be at, and I wake their ass up. I love doing that because it puts a different spirit on the people. Like, it's like I'm putting my spirit on them, and it feels tremendous. It feels so good to see the joy on my people's face when they hear the gospel, when they hear the good news of the Bible. Because a lot of our people are stressed. We already think we don't amount to nothing. We think we already are nothing. And that's a damn lie. We the best people on earth. We've been that. The reason why we went into slavery is because we disobeyed our God and he punished us. Just like how any father will punish his kids if he give you an order and you disrespect him. It's the same thing, but we got to look at it on a godly scale. We got to look at the punishment on a godly scale. God is not a physical man, so he's not going to punish us as our physical father would. He's going to punish us long term, and our punishment is going to be generational. It's not going to be physical. Only a God can punish his people that way. Only a God can punish his sons that way. No physical man can do that. So we got to look at it on a godly scale. That's why a lot of people get confused when they read the Bible, because for one, these pastors don't know what the hell they're talking about. And two, a lot of our people do not ask questions. And three, the main thing, our people got to stop believing we got to stop believing everything we hear for the first time. We got to stop believing everything we hear without doing research. And that's Negro's problem. We hear everything without doing research. We take in and we'll believe a total stranger on the street before we'll believe someone in our own family who we've known our whole life. No, niggas, man. But you know what? Hispanics do it too. So we all in this together. It ain't nobody is better than nobody. We all fell under the same curses. We all fell under the same sins, but it's up to us to recognize that and come up out of this hole together. We went in slavery together. We're going to come out together. Until we do that, until we fully recognize that we are all one, blacks and Hispanics, the Most High going to always keep us down. Because how would you feel, just look at it from this perspective. How would you feel if you was a father, right? You had your household and all your siblings were in quarrel with each other. They was beefing with each other for nothing. How would that make you feel? You wouldn't give none of them a damn thing. You probably wouldn't even punish them. You just wouldn't give them anything. And you got to look at it, like I said, on a godly scale. How do you think the Most High is looking at us right now? This is why we are in the position we are in, brothers and sisters. And it's only up to us to get us up out of this hole. You feel me? But back to boxing. I'm highly interested in the main event tomorrow, because even though I say Barroso is a good fighter, I still got to look at film on him. Rolly is going to knock him out. I believe Rolly is going to chin check him. He's going to lay him out. And Rolly could possibly go up to 140 and fight Barrios. That's a dumb fight. Rolando Romero versus Mario Barrios. That's a stupid fight. I would love to see that. I'll pay to see that. I would pay to see Rolly versus Barrios. Who wouldn't pay for that? Who wouldn't pay for that? You know you'll pay for that. Y'all niggas know y'all pay for that. I'll pay for that. I would pay for Rolly versus Barrios. That's the main event. And I would load the undercard the hell up. I would load that undercard up. I'll put Sabria Matias on it. I'll put Gary Russell Antoine on it. And I'm not matching them up. I'm just saying who I would have on the card. Even though Sabria Matias versus Gary Antoine that's a powerhouse. I would set that up. That would be a dope fight as well. But I would have Matias on the card. I would have Gary Antoine Russell on the card. I would have Teofimo on the card. And you know what? I'll even go in the trenches and pull out Jack Catterall. I would love to see Jack Catterall versus Matias. I would love to see Jack Catterall versus Regis. I would love to see Jack Catterall versus Tio. Rolly. I would love to see Jack Catterall versus everybody I just named at 140. It's some dope fights to be made. We just got to press the sanctioning bodies on making them. Because believe it or not, they listen to us, y'all. They listen. Trust me, they listen to everything we say. We are the consumers. You think they're not going to listen to us? How do you think some of these fights are made? How do you think out the blue, a lot of these matchups, like, say for instance, my brother KO, Knockout Boxing 86. Shout out to Knockout Boxing, my dog. But you can't sit here and tell me that a lot of the topics that brother talk about, that the top heads, these sanctioning bodies, these promotional companies ain't listening to this man. You can't sit here and tell me they not listening to BFTB. You cannot sit here and tell me they not listening to 78 Sports, Drew, Stormy B-Man. You know what I mean? You can't tell me they not, even myself, you can't sit here and tell me they not listening to us. G5, Southern T, you feel me? Queens of the Ring, Nick J and Boxiana. You cannot tell me our voice don't matter out here. I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff is made because we open our mouths up. Closed mouths don't get fed. Closed mouths do not get fed. If you ain't speaking, you tweaking. If you ain't opening your mouth, get up out the house. And if you ain't flapping them lips, nah, I'm just playing. But yeah, I'm excited, yo. We got another tremendous weekend of boxing this weekend. And also, I don't want to speak too soon, but we also have a stupendous boxing card next week. We have Devin Haney versus Lomachenko. And that card is stacked to the gills. Oh my goodness. We got 2 whole full weeks of boxing. We got 2 whole good, phenomenal, laid out weeks of boxing. I gotta check the boxing schedule on BoxRec and see what's going on the 27th. I gotta see what's going on. And then June, we already know what's happening in June. We got T.O. versus Josh Taylor, June 10th. That's 2 weeks from Devin Haney and Loma. You know what I mean? So, and I almost caught myself. I almost said Devin Haney and Tio, which I highly believe that they trying to set up Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. This is why I truly believe why Devin Haney is going to possibly move up to 140 after he beat Lomachenko. I think they want to set up Tio versus Devin Haney. Devin Haney is going to wash Josh Taylor. I mean, wash, laundry cycle wash. He about to wash this man in front of everybody June 10th. And they're going to set up Devin Haney versus Tio or Tio versus Tank. Holla at your boy. Don't act surprised or shocked when you hear it. You heard it from me. Nah, give it to me. And don't bullshit me. Now give it to me. Now give it to me. Now give it to me. But don't bullshit me. You got to peep the play. You got to peep the play. You got to observe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But everything is lining up for Tio. Everything is lining up for Tio and Devin or Tio and Tank. I'm telling you. Tio was about to wash Josh Taylor. Tio was about to reclaim his name back, y'all. Watch. He about to reclaim his name back. He either gonna knock out Josh Taylor or he gonna knock him down at least twice. He gonna make a statement. It's gonna be a UD. It's gonna be a UD. I'm trying to see what else before I get up out of here. But yeah, yo, Andy Cruz is gonna be an excellent addition to the lightweight division. The lightweight division is on fire, son. I mean, man, imagine Andy Cruz in the mix with the likes of Frank Martin, Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, Keyshawn Davis, Devin Haney, Nakatani, Jeremiah Nakatilia, who else? Isaac Cruz. The list goes on and on. Who else? You can pull Linares out the ass. Gamboa. I would love to see Andy Cruz and Gamboa. That should be his debut. Andy Cruz versus Yuriorkis Gamboa. Set it up, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, set it up. Set it up. Andy Cruz versus Yuriorkis Gamboa. Andy Cruz debut in Miami. Set it up. Set it up. That'd be dope. But I think that's it, my peoples. That's all I got for now. I'll be back. We're gonna talk some more boxing soon. Because I love this boxing. UFC is okay, but I love boxing. Boxing is a lot more. It's a lot more difficult to do, so I like boxing more. UFC, you can grab, tackle, you can do all that touchy stuff. I don't really like all that. I like skills. I like a challenge. You know what I mean? You can't use your feet or you can't grapple and slam people in boxing. You know what I mean? You got to use your hands. You got to use your hands and feet and your head to get you out of situations. It's like life, man. Like that's why I equate boxing to everyday life. You got to use your feet and your hands. You got to use your head to dodge all the BS. You got to use your hands to block. You know what I mean? You got to counterpunch. You got to dip. You got to bob and weave. You know what I mean? You got to set traps. You got to make plans. Like,
Boxing is everyday life. But with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. Um, Shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. Shout out to the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I mean? We're in the building. We ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be here from the beginning to the very end. Just like my God said we were. God said, as long as the Most High said, as long as there's stars and as long as there's a moon and a sun that shines every day, his people will forever be here. And that's deep. You know what I mean? So be happy. Stop stressing. Because you are God's chosen. That should make any black and brown man rejoice. To know that the Most High God, who we've been praising our whole life, the same God we've been praising our whole life, the same God who made the sun, moon, and the stars, who made the trees, the heavens, the clouds, the animals. You know what I mean? He only loves you, his black and brown people. That says something. So be happy. But yo, shalom. Shout out to all y'all, my black and brown people. And shout out to all my other people who support the Asians, the whites who support all y'all, the Middle Easterns, everybody. You know what I mean? Shout out to all y'all. Mad love to everybody. If you respect me, I respect you. If you love me, I love you. You know what I mean? But we out of here. 100. See y'all soon. Peace.